Everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So in today's video, I'm going to be continuing my series, Moon Through the Signs. And I'm going to be talking about Moon in the sign of Aquarius. So we only have this one and then the Moon in Pisces, and we're done with this series, and I'll be moving on to the Sun through the signs. That'll be my next planet through signs series that I work. So Moon in the sign of Aquarius is a very interesting one. But before I forget, let me ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss out on any content that could be helping you turn your challenges into strengths. So Moon in the sign of Aquarius, this is a very interesting one because Aquarius, much like Capricorn, which I talked about in my previous video, and if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it, is also ruled by the planet Saturn. But it is the masculine or the external expression of Saturn. So we can see that this is where all the Saturnian lessons of being focused and disciplined and hard work that we learned with, that I talked about with Moon and Capricorn, now that we've taken those and integrated those within, Aquarius is the sign that then takes those lessons and integrates that into the world. So it's a sign that's all about being sovereign, you know, recognizing your sovereignty, your individual rights to be a human being, to live unaccosted, to be unharmed, those type of things, but also recognizing that in others. Right. So Aquarius is a sign that deals a lot with like the law of correspondence. It's really, you'll see a lot of law of correspondence lessons in the Aquarian theme of things. We can also see that because of that, Moon and Aquarius people, they'll tend to be people who are trying to change the world for the better. So some of them might do that through like social activism. They might be the humanitarians, you know, the people that are saying, you know, we don't want war. We need a better society. We need to take care of our planet. We need to not be harming animals, like, you know, in ruthless ways. We need to have better technology that's, you know, friendlier towards our earth, have society where people's rights are respected, that, you know, or it doesn't matter what color, religion, gender, sexual preference, any of that stuff, it doesn't matter what it is. It's about everybody having equal rights because they're human beings. And also like extending that outwards, you know, to the rest of the planet as well. So it's a planet that, or sorry, it's a sign that is all about, like I said, trying to create that better world. So people with Moon in Aquarius, if they see, for example, like an injustice happening, that's where maybe some of their anger can come out. They'll get frustrated. They're like, no, that's not going to happen. We need to share this around. We need to get this message out because people should see this and they should also be disgusted with what's going on here. Those type of things. That's a very Aquarian type of theme. You can also see people who are like scientists come through with like a Moon in Aquarius, because it is associated with the element of air. So it's a very logical sign. It deals with communication, questioning things, being rational, being practical, very similar in the way that Sagittarius is about finding the truth and being practical. Aquarius is the same way, just instead of from like a fiery type approach, it comes at it from a logical type of way. And when you see that too, like scientists in their own way, if they're hopefully, you know, not scientism, but actual true scientists, are trying to figure out things in order to help better society. So it's still that same thing of trying to uplift society. So Aquarius can also deal with technology. You know, people with Moon in Aquarius might have a gift or an inclination towards being able to use technology, because that's definitely something that can be seen, because it's, again, that deals with that air element of communication, connecting people through the airwaves, those type of things. Moon in Aquarius can also be a very spiritual place for the moon to be, especially depending on the nakshatra that it comes into, because we have some very, very interesting nakshatras in Aquarius, especially like the nakshatra of Shatabishak, I find to be very interesting. you can see a lot of like healers and people with that, but that nakshatra can also, on the flip side of that, produce people who are like serial killers or things like that too. So, you know, it's kind of so interesting that if you compare like the charts of saints and like, you know, killers or dictators, stuff like that, a lot of times there's actually a lot of similarity, and I'll maybe do some videos in the future as to why that is. You know, I'll do a whole video just on that. But that's something you can see with the moon in Aquarius, is that it could be people who are drawn towards healing or helping others, or like I said, going back to this theme of creating a better world. Well, let's see that everything has its higher and lower expression. What would be the lower expression of creating a better world? How could that be bad? Well, what if you were a person that had the mindset that a better world would mean less people? A better world would mean that you were in total control of everything and everybody. Kind of like the mindset that, you know, a lot of the ruling class and the people who the power that should not be, the mindset they have. They think they're creating a better world for them, not for everybody else, but for them. See, so that could also, you know, you can see how that there's like a duality there that can happen, especially when you get into like Purva Bhadrapada, which is like the last nakshatra in Aquarius. Definitely you can see some duality coming out there, because that nakshatra is symbolized by the two-faced man. Now, being able to see the duality in things like that and have the different extremes serves its purposes, because then you can recognize those things, right? Seeing that, oh yeah, these people are trying to do this, but for a very unhealthy reason. Well, I see that as an injustice towards like humanity. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say something against that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. You know, so you have to learn, like with every placement and everything, like I keep repeating, they all have their higher and lower expressions, and we have to learn how to use these in a healthy way. So wanting to be the humanitarian, wanting to create that better world, that's a great thing, so long as it is built on the foundation of cosmic law, of respecting the rights and the sovereignty of other beings as well. When you act with that intention and that in mind, then the world you create is actually going to be a better world than the one we're experiencing. So again, with, you know, Moon Aquarius, lots of themes of like, you know, social networking, you know, entrepreneurship. That's another thing I didn't mention. Entrepreneurship is a big one that I've seen here with a lot of people. With Moon Aquarius, your strong Aquarian placements, or a lot of placements like in their 11th house, which is where Aquarius usually sits. A lot of strong inclination towards entrepreneurship, you know, having the type of businesses where you can be free to move around, or like people say, like they travel, they do like a travel vlog or something like that, and they just travel with their laptop. They have a little bit of equipment, and they go around and they just live a simple kind of free life, going from place to place, and then they just share that with the world, and that inspires other people to want to live a better life too. That whole type of thing, that's very much something we can see here. So people with Moon in Aquarius right now, this is a great time to exist for you, because that gives you a mindset that's very in alignment with the way society is starting to develop and grow. So that really gives you a bit of an advantage to be able to align yourself with that and work with that energy, you know, and add to it, you know, bring your own flair to it, your own experience and insight to it as well. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you found it valuable, be sure to like, comment below if you can, and if you feel so called to do so, please share it around. If any of you are interested in information about consultations, courses, anything like that, you can click the link below to my, in the description below. It goes to my link tree, and that's a one-stop shop for all my different social media, email, website, all of that stuff. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, by creating more awareness, we create more opportunities to be the best version of ourselves. I'll see you guys next time.